Well, I think I have another drug for you to cure your missing alcoholism. I think I have. Have you ever heard
Well,
of Tricus Duplessis before?
have you ever heard of the superior fighting style of the South African warrior that is
The
Dricus
King of
Duplessis?
Africa, Tricus Duplessis.
The literal only African champion in fighting sports at the moment, Dricus Duplessis.
What a hero!
What a
Inspiration to all
guy.
Africans.
Apartheid for the win. I don't even know if I used that term correctly, so I apologize if I did. No, we got to go through this card. We literally haven't been able to talk about it yet.
Yeah, I think we'll talk this card, or at least everything I care about from it, and then I want to talk.
Yeah.
Did you watch Cannoneer and
Baralio or whatever.
Yeah, Baralio.
Saw the finish, or not? I saw the knockdown. Wasn't even a finish. Saw the knockdown.
Oh, you didn't watch all of it? That sucks. We can probably milk out what we have from 305.
You know. Just
Oh, we can maybe talk Gilbert Burns, Sean
let's
Brady.
go bottom. That's coming up. That's in not this weekend, but next weekend.
Yeah. Yep. But yeah, you want to do bottom up or top down? Like, I want to do top down.
I feel like we should.
Don't bury the.
I feel like we should go top up because we'll have less to talk about until we get. Let's save the best for last.
Okay, that's fair. Starting with. I think where did our
Prates?
Yeah, I think we made.
And our glorious king.
We made picks for that. We were wrong.
We were totally wrong. Wait, let me pull them up.
You picked Prates.
I picked Carlos by knockout, and that was the only one I got right out of the whole card.
Have you ever even watched Prates before?
I hadn't seen any of him, and all I knew was that he is a new guy and undefeated in the UFC, and that's all I knew, and I just picked him.
If I knew he was from the Fighting Nerds, which honestly I should have looked at, but if I knew if he was from the Fighting Nerds, I might have picked him. Also, Li Jingliang is like fucking like old as shit now.
Yeah, he's like almost. I think he's 37 or 38.
Damn.
But I didn't send you the video of Carlos Prates literally knocking someone stiff with a jab.
Yeah,
and I'm gonna look it up right now and send it to you.
I had actually seen Prates fight
you saw
before. I didn't see that clip, but I've seen him fight before because he has a very distinct like. He'll just like do like the Muay Thai thing. Well, he'll just like lift his leg repeatedly for like a solid 30 seconds in a row. He does it in like every fight. And as soon as he did it in this one, I rewatched it today. As soon as he did it, I'm like, oh, I know this guy. I wouldn't remember him, but I do. I have seen him fight before, though he never really stood out to me before this one.
I'm trying to find this knockout. It's absolutely insane. I'm literally just going through all of his these other knockouts. He's got some crazy reels outside of the UFC.
I think he's.
But I swear, man.
I think he looks pretty good against Lee.
Yeah, he was really real calm, real collected. I liked it. I think he's pretty old though. I think he's in his mid to late 30s. I can't find this video right now. I don't want to waste time on it, but remind me to find that after this.
Yeah.
So you picked...
He's 31. I picked Lee.
Oh, he's only 31?
Yeah.
Oh,
he's good.
Never mind.
Yeah. I think most of his work was a lot with the jab. His defensive footwork is what stood out to me, though. He was just very aware of everything that was coming at him.
And those hands got some training.
Yeah. That pop. And Lee has a shin on, too, so he took a
Carson.
couple.
You and Carson both. Yeah, he was he was getting tortured. Is what
Yeah, it was
I
bad.
remember watching it.
It was bad.
I remember watching it, and I was just like, this is just torture. Like I loved that. I've never actually seen anyone do it, and the fact that
You're cutting out here a little bit.
he didn't jump on him. It's like the first time I really like saw. I think maybe you could say it did it. Like, watch Mason and then makes him gag up. I mean, he didn't pound at all. Terrible. Just
Your
the
mic,
misery
your
because you're
mic
just
is
torturing.
breaking up. Okay, I think it's better now.
Good now. Sorry,
it's good now. It's good now. I don't know what's going on there.
No, he was just torturing him. No ground and pound. Just get up and let me just clock you again.
Yeah, he hit him. He just hit him clean. Like he was hurt for like the last like minute and a half of that fight. He was like badly hurt.
Yeah, it was just kind of hard to watch. No, he's Freitas. Give him a. He's not going to get it, but give him a top 15. But he's definitely not going to get it. But please, just get him going.
That was welterweight.
Yep.
Welterweight needs some new contenders, man. I'd be down. Give him someone.
These nerds.
Give him someone halfway decent. That is very true.
He could, he could. The welterweights. Let me pull up the welterweights here.
How do I do on two times speed?
You did that what?
No, I'm trying to find a way to watch something at 2 times speed. I'm trying to look through the next fight
on YouTube,
and I'm not watching the whole thing.
Oh yeah, no. Let's see here. Where's he? I think Prates murders Neil Magny. Good fight with Luque. Pretty good fight with Luque. I don't know who. Honestly, don't.
Luque's booked.
It's like
I think.
Yeah, he's. I'm just looking at to see who he
is. Yeah, Magny is.
Magny. I don't know. I'm surprised.
I think he looked.
Yeah,
very
and he
bad.
lost.
He looked very bad. It's the guy who he should probably be beating or older.
Michael Morales. He's the guy that just beat him, right? Michael Morales.
Yeah, he's not good. He's just athletic.
Gotcha. So, I think he murders Neil Magny, but that's Luque, Michael Venom Page, Michael Morales, Joaquin Buckley, and Jeff Neal is 10. So,
I think any of those are good matchups.
Those are matchups. Those would be fun.
I'd pick him after what I saw. I'd pick him in most of those.
I don't know. I don't know Michael Morales very well, but I think he would beat Buckley. I think he would beat MVP. And I don't know. Luque is like the same age as him. I keep forgetting, or a little, maybe like 2 years older. But
as much as I don't want to say it, he probably beats Luque because Luque is kind of. The dude had a brain bleed. Did you know that?
No. Why is he in the UFC still?
Corruption.
Brain bleed?
Yes.
Jeez.
Jeez. He should beat Jeff Neal. MVP. I don't know. MVP is.
I feel like Michael.
I feel like he should, and this team actually tends to like fight relatively intelligently, but you have to be like very disciplined to beat MVP. And I don't know. I feel like he's the kind of technician that'll kind of just be happy having a technical kind of stand and stare to MVP type of fight, and you just kind of don't win those sometimes.
Yeah, although I think if he touches Michael once, Michael is like on the ground. That dude does not have a good chin.
Really?
Yeah. Let me rephrase. I think if Prates hits him, he'll go down. Not necessarily he's a bad chin, but I don't think
Prates can hit him clean though.
That's the thing about Pratas, though. You don't have. I swear to God, he knocked a guy out with a jab. I know I saw it, like just a jab, and the dude was like out on his feet, like he was just stiff as a board, and then just fell backwards.
Yeah, I just don't want to overreact to one good performance though, and say he just has
Very
crazy
true.
power.
Very true. I also have like a low key like internal hatred for Michael Venom Page. I'm not entirely sure why.
That's very fair. I also hate Michael Venom Page.
I just don't.
But I
don't even know. I couldn't even tell you what it is. It's just I don't. And that's just me because he seems like a nice guy like outside the cage.
Well,
but when he gets in the cage, it's just like fuck you. I don't like you.
I'm not a big fan of MVP personally, but Pratas he should beat Buckley too. If Buckley doesn't wrestle him, he should beat Buckley too. But
I would agree. All right, let's go next fight to the. Do we even dignify this fight with the?
I didn't even watch it. I'll just say I told you so, and we can move on.
All right, we can move on. We're not talking about it. Fight of the night. Fight of the night. Probably fight of the month. Fight of the year contender for sure. Gamrot and Hooker.
This was a banger. It was good. It was good to see, man.
Thank goodness. Thank everything. I was screaming in the B-dubs like a madman. I probably sounded like a idiot that hates Polish people because I was calling him a Polish rat the entire time. No, I'm just kidding. I didn't do that. But no, that was awesome. Just an entertaining fight. Dan Hooker has no brain cells either, which made it 10 times better.
Yeah. I mean, I think I largely... I mean, he got bonked early by Gamrot, which was surprising. But then he bonked him back, like, way worse at the end of the first round. And then...
I was so mad at Dan. Before, like, when he got dropped, I'm like, you've got to be kidding me right now.
And then...
like, this can't happen.
Dan kind of did what he said I would. I said, if he starts losing, he'll just go insane. And he did.
Yep. I had a terrible pick. I had a terrible prediction for that fight. I have to formally apologize to Dan Hooker.
To be fair, though, did Dan Hooker really win that fight? Like, I think he did enough.
Yes.
I think he did enough. But I'm very surprised that he won a split decision against Mateusz Gamrot.
He won by my hatred of Gamrot. That's how he won.
Gamrot must have forgotten.
He will never.
Must have forgotten to sacrifice to whatever dark gods he prays to before this one.
Yeah, he didn't do the ritual.
Because this is the type of fight that you expect Gamrot to win. Seriously,
I was ready. I was like fully prepared for it once I went to the distance.
Yeah,
but honestly, like Hooker didn't even. Like I can't like the reason he won is just because he's this crazy psychotic dude with no brain cells, and that's basically how he won. Like that's the recipe for disaster, I guess, for Gamrot.
Yeah, I honestly thought Gamrot looked better than he did in like he's looked pretty good in this fight compared to like past performances. Like he knocked Dan Hooker down.
All right, well let's break that down really quick. Is Dan's not notoriously known for like the head movement kind of deal?
That is very true, but I'm just saying that like he was willing to throw a lot more with Dan than he has been in the past.
I think you're right, but I think you're right because I'm gonna put it on Dan Hooker because again I hate Gamrot and I'm gonna probably say that. I think when somebody's walking at you like an absolute weirdo in that goofy style Dan Hooker has, who doesn't care if he gets hit, literally doesn't care, and then you kind of have to do something. And I don't know if you noticed, but Gamrot was like, I'm pretty sure he was like staring directly at the sponsor at the ground when he threw the punch that knocked Dan Hooker down. So fuck you, Gamrot.
I'll have to see that. I have the fight pulled up right now. I'll have to see that.
I'm like, I don't think I watched it. I rewatched it once, but I'm fairly certain it's just like a flurry of just like get away from me punches, and Dan just walks directly into one. Um, I mean, tell me if I'm wrong, but that's what it looked like to me.
We'll see when I get to it. It's pretty
But
early in
no,
round one, I think.
Dan came back and landed some good clubs.
It's good to see Dan in the top 5 of the lightweight division again.
And he's going to go right back down to the bottom 5 after his next fight, isn't he?
I have no idea. Yeah, I was about to say, like, who the fuck does Dan Hooker fight next that he beats? I'm like,
they gotta make him fight down.
No one. I don't know.
They're gonna make him fight like Darius or some shit.
Yeah, you know who'd be interesting? Rado Boicano.
That'd be an awesome fight. I think Dan would win. I think Dan would actually like.
Dan should win that. Dan should win that. But it's just two. Let's be frank here, idiots.
It's Dan Hooker. It's Dan Hooker versus Brazilian Dan Hooker that's good at jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, it's actually Brazilian Dan Hooker.
Yeah, seriously. The dude's gonna just be like African the next time we see him. He just the tats just multiply. Like that chess piece was brand new.
What a weird knockdown. I just rewatched it again. Hooker is going in for a body shot. It doesn't even look like Gamrot threw a punch, but it just like
he just walks.
He just
walks straight into it.
He just walked his chin directly into it.
I don't expect anything else from Dan Hooker. Never changed.
Dan looked good. His takedown defense was on fucking point. Oh my!
Yeah, I mean, and Gamrot got tired after getting punched in the face a bunch of times, and it just was like, okay, I'm just gonna fall on the ground and grab your leg. It's like, dude, thank you for beating him.
Yeah,
I love it.
Somehow it still was not convincing at all.
Yeah, I think it's because he got knocked down. The knockdown. If he didn't get knocked down,
I thought round 2. I think Gamrot won round 2, in my opinion.
Oh yeah. Yeah, but he was just hurt after getting bludgeoned for the last like minute of the first round. I don't know. I think the judges do it on his black magic almost won because they do it on damage, and
they were about equal on strikes. They were about equal on strikes actually. Because Hooker just
didn't Gamrot get cut open?
I believe he did at some point.
And those are things, because like, while I mean, yes, the points were the points, but like if the fight, Dan was going to win the fight. You know what I mean? Like Dan was hurting him. Gamrot, I mean, you can grab and you can hold, but
yeah,
that goes 5 rounds. I mean,
I think Dan won this fight on optics because he was just willing to go forward and be a maniac. But that was like the difference in this fight.
I love it. You got to do what you got to do.
It's fair. I think it won him the fight because he just looked like he wanted to be there, and Gamrot.
You want to know
kind
why?
of didn't.
Because fuck Gamrot. Fuck that guy. No, Dan was. It's actually kind of. It's like a breath. It's like a nice sip of cold mountain water that he's back in contention.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy how little the lightweight top 5 has changed, and like literally like.
Oh, I know.
Like it's 5 years. 5 years.
Yeah.
This top 5 has not changed. The only new person there is Sarukian. And well, Islam is technically new as well. Well,
yeah, I was going to say
Islam, but at least since Islam is broken in, it's has not changed at all since Islam's broken in. It's been Islam, Oliveira, Dustin, Justin, and then kind of someone else floating around that level. Hooker kind of lost it. It was Dariush for a while, but then Hooker got it back.
I don't know if you can hear me.
I can.
I cannot hear you.
Okay. Hello?
I think you're good now.
Okay, that was weird.
There you go. You're good.
Yeah. I don't know. It was just saying.
All right, top 5.
It was just weird. Like, since Islam got it, it was just like Oliveira, Dustin, Justin.
That's pretty much it, honestly.
Yeah.
Which is three of the 5.
They're just immortal in there, and then Hooker fought his way all the way back.
Yep. That's actually sick.
Yeah. Hooker deserved it, man. He never deserved to lose his ranking as like to slide as far as he did.
Dude, Hooker got booted from the top 5, went down to featherweight,
that was
beat
a
up
mistake.
there.
That was a mistake.
And then fought his way back into the top 5. All in the time that John Jones has been inactive. I think so. After he beat Cyril, I want to say that on that Cyril, was Dan Hooker and Arnold Allen on that card?
No. That was the first UFC London. I think.
Oh yeah, which is after.
No, I think it was before. It was before.
Oh, well, still, Dan Hooker is back in the lightweight division, and John Jones is terrified of Tom Aspinall.
Yeah, that's true. Who do you think? Yeah, but besides, is Moicano booked?
I don't think so. I'll look.
I'm looking at the rankings right now.
I don't know why, but I feel like I remember seeing his name on one of these cards. Chiwiwi's booked on the Sphere.
Yeah.
Oh, he is booked. Saint Denis? Moicano and Saint Denis. September 28th.
That's going to be extremely stupid. I'm going to enjoy that fight.
I fear our friend and very close beloved fighter Renato's going to get his head kicked out of the ring.
No. These two are too stupid to do anything technical. They're just going to bang the shit out of each other.
Oh, and by a head kick, I mean he's gonna get like hurt and then like run away, and then Saint Denis gonna do the shit he did to Frafola, just like randomly kick in the air and his head happens.
I think Moicano should win that fight, but it's gonna be like at least for like a round. It's just gonna be absolutely disgustingly ugly.
Dude, Moicano is 38, then Benoit is 20, or Moicano's 35, Benoit is 28.
Yeah. But
I feel like Benoit's
does not fight intelligently at all, unless he learned, unless Dustin Poirier and taught him that man is mortal by beating that lesson into him.
I saw I witnessed some UFC heresy where people were talking about if Saint Denis didn't have his staph infection, that he would have concretely beat, if not finished, Dustin. And I'm just like, oh man.
No!
That's just disrespect. That's heresy.
No. Like,
that is blasphemy.
This dude was fighting at a pace that literally nobody could sustain. Like, nobody could sustain that pace. You do not fight that pace of fight with Dustin. You just don't win fights like that against Dustin.
And the best part about that is that the whole fight, Benoit was fighting like that and like just getting super tired. And the whole time Joe Rogan was like, Dustin's tired. Dustin's tired. And Dustin's like, I don't remember if it was an interview or I think it was a podcast. He's like, I wasn't tired at all.
Dustin's
like
literally,
I felt.
Dustin's literally trolling. He's just He's trying to set the UFC record for number of gillies jumped in a single fight.
Yeah, like he's just like he had.
We know he can defend takedowns because he did it against Islam like 3 months later, but against Benoit,
he didn't give a flying fuck.
No, he did not respect this dude at all. Like literally, as soon as the second round started, he was tagging Benoit on the feet like instantly. He had him hurt within like the first 30 seconds of the round.
He just wanted a gilly finish. That's what he wanted.
He really did. He probably looked at the number of gillies that he had to jump to set the UFC record for like a single fight guillotine attempt. Got the number, and then
he probably was like, everybody knows that I'm like, I like to jump those, but I've never actually finished them. So he probably saw an opportunity, but then the instincts just kicked in.
Yeah, then he just bonked him.
Yeah, I mean. He can't help it. He's just gotta stand and bang. Like that's just.
He was just throwing some punches, and Benoit was too stupid to get out of the way.
Benoit just held his chin up like a freaking offering.
he just pressured Dustin the whole time.
I mean that the punch he knocked him down with was just like picture perfect right on the chin.
And then the finisher, like after he knocks him down,
the uppercut while he's laying.
No, it wasn't an uppercut.
On the ground.
It was a straight. He just put his head like through the mat.
Jesus. All right, before we get too far down the glazing path,
fight for Hooker. Fight for Hooker.
Oh, I was going to go straight to Kai. I feel like we know. Like
I think Dariush is a good shout for Fiziev. I like both of those. If he fights he should fight rankings. Oliveira.
Dude, I just saw this thing. All I have is TikTok, so I don't really know how valid it was, but it was a verified account that was saying that they heard a rumor of Oliveira and Volkanovski at lightweight. And apparently Charles just tweeted, like, my next fight's gonna shock you guys. I don't really like
I don't really think that'll happen. I don't think that'll happen.
It was like it was actually I don't remember I really can't remember who it was, but I haven't seen anything else for it. But I do know Volk said like they don't want him to go up to lightweight, so that doesn't make sense.
I think Volk said that he's guaranteed a featherweight title shot unless he takes a short notice. So
which it's Volk, so like did he take a short notice?
But I don't think that there's any short notices that they really need right now. So
yeah, I don't know
that. Okay, you want to talk Kai?
Yes. How about Kai?
Kai looked good. It was good to see Kai again. We haven't seen Kai in a little while. I think did we all pick Urseg? I believe we did.
I think we did. Let me check. Carson did. I did. You and me both thought Ursig would finish. Carson just picked UD. And boy, were we wrong. It turns out Kai still has that dog.
Yeah. I don't think there's too much you can really say about this that besides just like, oh yeah, Kai got him.
Yeah, he's fighting Pantoja next. I was honestly a little surprised that Ursig got just caught like that.
Well, I think
he was a little bit better.
He was just backing straight up and was kind of just not like he was just backing up in a straight line and made a defensive mistake kind of at the same time. Like Kai had thrown that same combination like 3 or 4 times to that point, and he just kind of never.
Speaking of,
he never really adjusted to it, and he got clapped.
Speaking of backing straight up in a line and eating swinging punches, how about that main event?
That fight was legitimately that was actually legitimately an awesome fight. That was one of the best fights I've watched in a really long time. And it was also absolutely fucking hilarious.
See, for me, I hated that fight. Do you want to know why? It's for the weirdest reason. You want to know why? I found myself rooting for Israel. And
How?
I'd like to explain myself.
How?
I'd like to explain myself.
You also picked Israel.
No, did I pick him? I thought I picked.
You picked it. You picked
Yes, I did. I did pick Israel. I did. And I picked Israel solely because I thought Israel would win, not because I was rooting for him at that time. But amidst the atmosphere, within the B-dubs I was in, really good crowd actually, and everybody there was just hating on Israel. And Israel was the one that got me
funny.
into.
That's funny. Normally,
it was funny.
Normally, people
Israel
are
was the
Glazers.
Israel was the one that got me into mixed martial arts. Like he made me appreciate, like old Israel. This is like, but like up until he fought Rob the first time. Those are all the highlights I watched and all his kickboxing and stuff. Like those are all the things I watched. Like that was the first thing I watched in MMA. And I thought he was the coolest guy ever when I first started. And then unfortunately he started getting really cringy. But inside the cage, Israel was like the hero. So I felt a sense of, I don't really know how to describe it, but I actually like wanted Israel to win. And then he fought like literally I don't want to say shell of himself, but it was like weird. Like it was.
I disagree. I thought Izzy looked really good. I thought this was the best Izzy looked in a long time.
I'd have to disagree. Honestly, I thought he looked good. First round and like half the second round, and then after that, I don't know what happened. Oh yeah, I didn't remember what happened. He got bonked. So, and he got hurt, and I'm gonna stick by this. He got hurt. I think it was in the third round. I'm gonna pull up the fight really quick, but he got hurt, and nobody noticed it. But I think he got hurt. He did get hurt, and then he just lost because he got hurt because he was backing up in a straight line like a doofus.
Yeah, I know. Because early in this fight, Izzy was forward the whole time. He was throwing punches to the body. He was aggressive like the whole time. I'm like, oh my god, is this like old Izzy again? Like Izzy was happy to just kind of walk him down and outbox him, and then he just couldn't keep it up.
Let me differentiate. He was good like offensively. Like offensive Izzy was great, but I don't know. As good as Izzy is, I really don't understand why he or his coaches didn't tell him to just pivot. Why are you going back straight in a line with your head high in the clouds like you're
exactly
like what is that?
Yeah, no, that is literally what cost him this fight. Is just defensively. He thinks he's a slick defensive fighter.
Against the only guy in the division that just runs forward and just loops punches. And you're gonna not pick up on the fact that not only is it gonna be more tiring for you to do that by just dude, how many times did he run like literally across the cage because Dricus was just being Dricus and running at him? Just duck and pivot.
Yeah.
Duck and pivot.
No, because and when he leans back like that, I know he landed the massive counter on Rob doing that, but it's really never worked for him since after that. It just ruined his ability to really counter Dricus. Like when he was going forward, he could counter Dricus. When he is leaning way back out of his stance, he couldn't counter Dricus at all. It's what got him. It's the sequence that got him finished was him just leaning way back and it's backing up a straight line, leaning back.
Why can't I watch this? Why is it not on? Here it is.
If Izzy took literally the brain dead approach. If he took the Dricus Duplessis level intelligence approach, and just every time Dricus entered, just fucking ducked his head in, just like an amateur, just literally ducked his head into Dricus's chest, Dricus would be completely ineffective because Dricus
that's what I'm saying.
Can't throw punches without sprinting at you.
And the only thing that was really working besides that for Dricus was his left body kick, which was actually pretty decent. But Israel was doing good on his offense when he wasn't getting hit. And I don't know why it's not letting me pull up the fight right now, but I'm telling you, he got concussed in the third round, and he was literally wobbling around on his feet. It wasn't super noticeable, but I could tell because
I know what you're talking about. It was a big left hook from Dricus, I think.
Right over, because he had his left hand on his chin, but like an idiot, he ate it right in the side of his temple because he was leaning backwards, and it concussed him. It hurt him, and he's got a poker. He had a good poker face for it, but it hurt him. He couldn't move his feet right after that. I could tell. He lost his hop, and then he got real. After that, you could see it's all right. He was in do or die mode already, and Dricus is just Dricus, just a freaking train. Right, so he just got ran over, and he was hurt, and that he couldn't shake it.
Yeah,
and I was mad. I'm mad at him.
Yeah,
well, I'm gonna be honest. I'm mad.
He got hurt, and then he lost the will to go forward. Because before that, he was pressing Dricus the whole time, and he said, "Oh no, I got hurt."
Because he got hurt bad.
And he got
hurt bad. He didn't just get hurt. But he got hurt bad.
It's fine to back up if you get hurt in that moment, but then the next round, you have to get forward. It's almost safer if you get hurt. It's almost safer to go forward.
Have you seen? Here's my. This is what I haven't explained. This is what I think of. This is why I'm thinking. Do you remember when Anthony Joshua fought? I think it's Ruiz. Is it also Anthony Ruiz in boxing?
Yeah.
And do you remember when he got hit with that punch? He didn't get hit in.
It was behind the ear. It was behind the ear.
Right, the side of the head. Right. It makes the equilibrium go off. It wasn't how Sean Strickland hit him, where it's you just get kind of knocked out for a split second and then you're back up.
Yeah.
He got hurt bad from that, but it's not the same thing. His equilibrium got total. It's because he got hit in the side of his head.
Yeah.
He wasn't. He got concussed, and he was still able to stand and comprehend things, but his brain wasn't working because he got concussed. That's what happened. The same thing that happened to Anthony Joshua happened to Israel in that fight. And so he just was I can't do anything. I'm not, my legs aren't working how I want them to work. All right, I guess I just gotta. You saw it when it was just sloppy at the end of the fourth, or up until he got a minute before he got finished, it was just all right, what the fuck happened?
He was hurt before he got finished, though. There was a shot 30, 45 seconds beforehand.
Yeah. Because he had already gotten hurt, and then he after he had gotten rocked, he was all right, it's either I'm gonna fight this out and just kind of be reserved, or it's he did what he did, and he's you know what, whatever, I'm gonna pretend I'm Max Holloway, and we're gonna just go at it. And then he got hurt again, and that's just what happened. He was hurt.
Yeah, I don't know. Just random question. I'm not even making an accusation, but do you think Izzy's pop is just not the same as it used to be?
His power?
Yeah.
No. I mean, okay. No. Well, no. No, wait. I think it's the same. Sorry. I think it's the same because he flatlined Pereira. I think it's just that Dricus is a hunk of meat and a Giga Chad, and nothing Izzy threw hurt him because Dricus is Dricus.
Yeah, but I feel his power, just even after Costa, I don't think it ever really recovered. It's never really been the same since then.
I think what I'm gonna base it, the reason I'm still gonna say no, I think he was just I'm assuming you're thinking of Whitaker again, Vettori again, and Cannonier.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel those fights are literally just Izzy wasn't trying to knock them out at all. Like he was treating that like a spar. Like, you know what, I can win these, and that's on Izzy. Like, everybody hates Izzy for that. But when he flatlined Pereira, and the reason I'm saying this, the reason I'm using Pereira is like it was that lucky punch, right? But he still flatlined him, and I'm thinking of when Pereira fought Blachowicz, and like yes, Blachowicz was just like totally dead that fight, but it's like still that dude's huge, and Pereira ate like not a lot, but he ate a good power punch.
But Izzy's shot was
even
also
if it wasn't
just
clean,
extremely clean though. Like no, I think it's a bad accusation. Right. It was just a thought that
yeah.
I just
I think a revised version of that, and actually like not that it wasn't a fair question, but like a question that we should actually be talking about is how, and that honestly it even sounds worse, but like how good was Israel Adesanya? Is Israel Adesanya? Because I think you were the one that brought it up about how, not to pin it on you, because I actually have been, I don't want to, but it's like that middleweight division after Anderson Silva left. Left. Not very good.
Yeah, it was just pretty much just Rob. Like it was Bisping was champ, and then GSP. But like really,
and then Romero.
But Romero not never champ, got it. He was
but he was like
pretty much.
He was a good fighter.
Pretty much during that whole time of Bisping and GSP, Whitaker and Romero were the two best. Whatever middleweights. They were the two best middleweights on earth. Even while
can you like if we went to welterweight or lightweight or even bantamweight or featherweight, I could name some serious contenders from the last probably like 5 years that never got champ, but that were around that were very good in the division, or they did get champ. I can't do that for middleweight. I feel like besides Robert,
it's Robert
and Israel and Romero, and Costa.
I don't even think Costa was that level.
Right.
Costa deserved his title shot and I think he was undefeated on the way there. But I just never think, maybe this is some revisionism, I just don't think Costa is the same tier of fighter as a Romero, Whitaker, or Izzy. I think Costa
he was about
are probably the best contenders that were produced during this time.
Yeah, and let's also just use when Izzy went up to light heavyweight. I mean, that wasn't even a close fight. You know what I mean?
It was close, but Blachowicz won it by wrestling.
It was a close point. It was a close points fight. I was never watching that fight ever oh my gosh, Izzy's hurt. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But
so yes, you could call it close on points, but I mean it was not like watching Volkanovski go up to lightweight. It was not like watching Alex go up to light heavyweight.
No, it was
not like watching John Jones go up to heavy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I think that
in terms of seeing Izzy's skill in another division, that's what I was using that as.
Yeah.
It's how good.
I don't know.
It's
hard to even explain because I think Izzy was really, really good, really good. But I just think that I don't think he declined that much athletically, but I think he did lose a little bit. I think mentally, he lost a bit of his edge, and I think he changed his techniques around it. He just became a less aggressive fighter and thought he was a much more slick defensive fighter than he was. And I don't think he's really lost his pop. I think he's just slowed down a little bit. Watching really young Izzy was just like a bolt of lightning. Everything was lightning fast when it hurt people. Now
he looked slow.
He's still faster than most of these people, but it's not it's not like they're in slow motion compared to him anymore when he wants to be. And he like definitely fights like in slower motion, and then we'll speed it up. But like when he sped it up when he was younger, it was like bolt of lightning fast. I just think he's lost some speed, and I think his technique's good, but it's like degraded like what he goes to most often now. Like his defensiveness is just.
I seriously like. I hate that I'm saying this, and I'm gonna, if anyone else hears this, like I'm prepared for the backlash of it. But it's like, I seriously am reevaluating like that division compared to the other divisions.
I don't know. I'm rewatching this fight right now, and I think Izzy actually looks really good this entire fight. I think he's winning damn near this entire fight up until he loses maybe the last minute of round 3. He's winning the entirety of round 4.
I'm telling you, he gets hurt in round 3 and round 4.
He does get hurt in round 3, but he recovers. He's winning all of round 4 up until Dricus hurts him.
I seriously think he didn't recover, and Dricus is just fucking retarded. And like, I also it's a testament to Izzy because he's kept fighting, but once he got touched by Dricus, it's just gonna be like exponential. Like I remember, like when he gets touched by Dricus, like gets hurt before he gets finished, you're like, what?
Yeah, like, I think it changed him. I think, yeah. I'm trying to figure out where the moment is. I just saw him get hit with a check hook. I found it. Do you have the fight pulled up right now?
No, I can't get it. Are you on ESPN?
I'm on ESPN.
I can't get it. Oh, well, yeah, I can't. I searched it up. I can't get it.
Oh, you didn't buy the pay-per-view, did you?
No, but don't they post them all anyway?
No, you have to wait like a month.
I swear to God, I literally watched Booker and Gamrot again on ESPN Plus.
Yeah. Well, it's like 151 of round 4. Dricus lands a check left hook, and Izzy instantly starts giving ground. Like instantly starts giving ground, and then Dricus like lands a stupid kind of just not even a hard punch, but like a little.
It's early in the round.
No, it's late in the round. Izzy's winning the whole fight up until it's literally like 20 seconds before the finishing sequence like starts. He gets hit by a check hook. He gives space. Dricus runs him down. He kind of slips, knocks him over. Izzy stands back up, points at the ground, and then gets finished.
Yeah,
I think that. I think that punch completely changed Izzy. That one hurt him bad.
I feel it was. I seriously remember him being hurt in the 3rd round.
He was hurt, but he recovered. He was fine in round 4. Like his movement was there in round 4. The punch, it was like 20 seconds before the finishing sequence. It hurt him really bad.
It's because he just went back up in a straight line like a dickhead.
But he was going forward though. I think Dricus actually just found a counter shot on Izzy, and that changed everything.
No. That is not how Dricus fights. He's not Dricus doesn't even know how Dricus fights.
That's very true. Dricus is actually... No. Dricus knows how Dricus fights better than anyone else.
He just doesn't...
Somehow. I know.
Fuck you, Izzy.
I cannot understand the mentality of Dricus du Plessis. I am a weak mortal compared to this Goliath of a man.
Alright. I have to go soon, but I feel like we've never got to chat. I don't think did we talk about 307 last time?
What the hell is 307?
I know we wanted to talk about 307 and 308, but we only talked about one, and I can't remember which one.
No, we should not talk about that until that's actually about to happen.
The Ilya or
that one? That's Pereira and Roundtree.
Oh, I mean, what the 306? Sorry, I completely forget that 307 is even a thing.
Yeah. Do you care about Sean Brady, Gilbert Burns?
Not really.
Not really.
Honestly, I mean, it's just pretty much just an opportunity for Sean Brady. Gilbert's 38.
Yeah,
and
Gilbert has not been looking great.
He's been finished in his last 2 fights. So, well, wait.
No, it
JDM
was
finished him,
Bilal.
and Bilal. Obviously, Bilal didn't finish him. So, I mean,
that's mean.
Still,
that's mean.
Yeah, that is mean. I shouldn't be talking about that about the featherweight champion of the world. I mean, welterweight, featherweight. I mean,
I wish she would have watched.
Yeah,
I wish she would have watched Baralio.
Yeah, I didn't. I did not find that card. I should have watched the main event, but the rest of them I just didn't find interesting.
There was some other interesting stuff.
I heard the Mearshart one was a good fight. He came back.
Bro. Evan Shabazian is washed. It's rough. It's rough.
No idea who that guy is, but I heard the fight was entertaining.
It was pretty entertaining. No, not far from my favorite type of fight because it's just stupid mistake.
I saw the Albanian fraud get chinned. I saw him get knocked down.
Who?
Bazooka, Dennis Bazooka. He's like American, but I think his parents are Albanian. So once me and Bim were watching, and we saw the Albanian flags, we were like, "Oh, let's go!" And then he got like just knocked out in the first round. So we're like, he's not a real Albanian.
Yeah. No, but it was good because Baralio looked really, really good. I was just my thought is, what would you, if he fights for a title eventually, would you pick him over Drikas?
I feel like the next anyone Drikas fights, I feel like I'm going to be picking the other guy over him. Like it's gonna be like Robert, Sean Strickland. It's gonna be Robert or Sean Strickland, and I feel like I would pick either of them over Drikas, but I mean, he just beat Israel, so.
I'd pick him in the rematch over Strickland.
It's actually probably the. Yeah, that's probably a good pick.
Yeah, I mean,
but I'm gonna back my boy Sean.
I don't know. I'm just curious to see what happens if Rob, after they book him with an opponent after Khamzat Phil pulls out.
Yeah, after he bonks another late addition.
Yeah, that would be enjoyable for me. I would find great joy in that happening.
Except that would happen, then Rob, being the due diligent, respectful man he is, he'd be like, "I want to actually fight Khamzat first again. I think it's Rob. A good fight.
Fucking get him, lad! Get in there,
Rob. Get your dumbass,
Rob,
over to the main event.
Stop fighting people. Just play fucking World of Warcraft or whatever the fuck you play until someone gives you.
Just go back to hardcore masturbating.
Exactly.
Just give this man some porn.
Or Skyrim or Elder Source. Rob, just fucking distract yourself.
Seriously.
Don't be a good dad until someone gives you a title shot.
Where? I think Baralio called out Israel. Which is not going to happen. But he's in the top 5. Who does he fight next?
He'll be the replacement for Chimaev.
So you're saying he'll fight Whitaker?
Let me look, actually. I'm looking at it.
It's a good shout.
That's a good shout. Imavov is also just got his top 5 ranking.
That would be... Well, you know Dana, though. He never, ever, ever, ever puts 2 rightful contenders against each other. So...
Well...
That probably won't happen.
Whitaker and Chimaev are fighting for should be a title eliminator, so... And Strickland.
It should be a title eliminator for Rob. It should not be a title eliminator for Hamza.
Exactly. Strickland's also an option for either Imavov or Borralho.
He's fighting for the title next.
Is he really?
He's kind of.
I don't think
he's
so.
succumbed to the.
I don't think he is.
How can he not?
I don't think he is. And he beat Costa. Yeah.
He beat Costa, and he's the only guy that has come. He has the only man that has come close to beating Dricus. And some people say he did.
I don't know. I think
I am some people. I'm just kidding. I actually haven't watched that fight back. I just was mad at Sean for losing.
That fight was honestly pretty bad. Pretty terrible.
Yeah, it wasn't even entertaining, really. It was just what the fuck is going on? But anyway, Sean is fighting Dracus next. That's for sure. Yeah. Robert gets the winner because he's going to beat the replacement that he fights. I think, logically, Imavov and Borralho would be a fight to make, which Dana and Logic haven't really been mixing these days.
No. I mean...
E.g. Alex Pereira versus Khalil Roundtree, but...
That's wild. What's Roundtree even ranked? 8th? Okay.
8.
It's been worse, I guess.
And he just, Hill, Blachowicz, Rakic, Özdemir, who, by the way, just coming off of a knockout win, and Krylov are all, I guess, can't fight. I guess Rakic is fighting Ankalaev. So it would be Hill, Blachowicz, Özdemir, Krylov. Krylov is ranked above Khalil Roundtree.
Who would Krylov even...
Who did Özdemir just fight? Oh, Johnny Walker. Johnny. Hey, Khalil got it. Why can't Johnny? He's 9.
There's hope in the world.
Please.
There is hope in the world, ladies and gentlemen.
Pereira beats, he just murders Roundtree, and he's just there's a guy
Johnny Walker
that's been terrorizing the division for years. Dana, I want the man, Johnny Walker.
People think it'll be a bad. People think he's gonna call out Ankalaev, and he just calls out Johnny Walker.
Johnny Walker, the day before the fight, he gets cut from the UFC, and Freire just calls him out. And they just give him a new contract so he can come back and fight.
I'd love it.
I would too.
Here's the what do you think? What would Dricus Chimaev look like? Does Chimaev win that fight?
All right. So that feeling you get in your stomach watching Dricus and Sean fight, where you're just and the feeling. Did you watch RDA in Gamrot?
Yes.
That feeling you get in your stomach where you're just this is such a monumental waste of my time. That these two guys are two of the best fighters that can make 185 pounds on the planet, and this is what I'm watching. That's what I imagine that fight looking like.
You know what I imagine that fight looking like? I think Khamzat would hate every second of his life.
Oh yeah, he'd be he'd take him down, and then all of a sudden they would just be standing, and he'd be "What the fuck is happening?" And all of a sudden there'd just be a giant.
Take Dricus down? Because I think Dricus is such a fucking gorilla that Khamzat would actually struggle to hold him down.
No. This is what would happen. Dricus would throw his 7.5 punch combo while running forward, and Khamzat would just double leg him. But then they would just then Dricus would just from the pure momentum of being running straight forward as fast as he can, he would just roll backwards, and then they would just be on their feet again.
Yeah, I think Khamzat would take him down for the first round. They would come up be really tired. He's oh my god, this dude's a fucking hoss. And then Dricus would adapt his running, shifting punches by lifting one of his legs higher and then just killing Chimaev as he ducks.
But to your point, if Khamzat shoots double, there's literally no way. There's no way he takes down Dricus. Dricus is anti whatever your fighting style is.
Yeah.
Literally doesn't matter. Like if you're a wrestler, like he's an anti wrestler for that fight. If you're Israel Adesanya, he's a counter striker. If he's Sean Strickland, he's literally just Sean Strickland if Sean Strickland would throw off it.
Yeah. I think Chimaev would actually hate fighting Duplessis. Because, like, Chimaev would probably whoop his ass for, like, 2 rounds. And then Duplessis would just continue to try really hard and, like, put the gas on him. Which is like what Usman was just killing him by doing that. Except Duplessis would do that, like, 10 times as hard. And, like, with knees and like 3 times more athletically. I think Chimaev would just get blown out of the water.
I would pick DDP to win that fight.
I would also pick DDP. I didn't think about that before this. It's like DDP should be, in my opinion, Hamza Chimaev.
Right. Now, what if he goes up and fights Pereira? That's probably Alex. If Alex murders Roundtree, there's a high likelihood that is a fight that they look at least.
Yeah. Pereira should left hook him. He really
right. Right. Like I can already see it. Like it's like
me too. I can literally picture this left hook. It is like one of the clearest punches I can see. It like I can picture this.
I can also just hear the leg kicks.
Dricus is actually fairly consistent about checking low kicks. I mean, he came up. You just
don't check Pereira leg kicks though.
That is true. Also, wait. Dricus is big, but how much bigger will Pereira be? Only like 50 pounds
Dricus
and
is,
like 20-inch reach
like
advantage.
I think Dricus is 6'2"-ish.
Oh, so
that
Pereira's
means Pereira
like,
will probably come in at about 6'6".
Yeah, bro, 4 inches taller, probably like 5-inch reach advantage.
They need to start measuring him before every one of his fights. He needs to do height and weight.
It will grow.
Someone needs to keep an eye on that.
This dude can fight fucking Alexander Volkov and look taller than him.
Literally. He probably would look the same.
He'd probably look the same.
Like, seriously.
Yeah, he'd probably look the same as Volkov. I wouldn't be
Dricus is only 6 feet tall.
Oh, yeah. That's an issue. That might be a slight issue against Pereira.
So, Dricus, unless Alex Pereira is not the champion, he literally cannot go up to light heavyweight.
Yeah, I mean, Alex also has practice fighting Dricus, a.k.a. Yuri Prohaska.
I was going to say Sean Strickland, because they spar together. But even better,
yeah,
he's literally fought Dricus if Dricus was a tall Czech Republic guy.
Yeah.
Like, same brain and everything.
In different ways, but yes. Alex...
it's Yuri's brain. It's Dricus's brain, just... Yuri's just more... It's the more brain-damaged version.
Yeah. Dricus is secretly a genius. Yuri thinks he's a genius, but he is not.
No, he was a genius, and then Israel Adesanya had to start speaking, and now he's just a brain-damaged, disabled man.
No.
Poor Yuri.
You know what I think? I hate that I'm envisioning this upon the world. If Alex just doesn't instantly kill Dricus, which he should and will, I feel like Dricus' retarded punching form would actually bother Pereira a good bit.
Yeah, because Alex does go back in a straight line.
He does.
Let's stop talking about it though, just in case we ignite some ancient curse. It's like this whole time, like the curse of the UFC, they weren't talking about It's like Star Wars. They weren't talking about Anakin. They were talking about Luke. So they weren't talking about Alex. They were talking about Drakus. He's actually the bane of all existence. The curse is not that Alex takes all the belts. The curse is that we have to watch Drakus do it.
Yeah, I think the MMA gods just looked down upon the middleweight and light heavyweight divisions and said, "This is so dog shit. We just need to cleanse all of this. We just need to make a fucking gorilla, this brainless gorilla, to just roll over all of the idiot trash contenders in these divisions."
And the light heavyweight division, all of you get brain damage.
Yeah. No,
they were cursed though.
The middleweight division should be embarrassed with itself from what's happened.
Yeah, it's honestly
I've come around. I think DDP is actually pretty good, but the fact that Izzy was able to stay at the top so long in the form that he was, I think he was in pretty good form against Drakus. But the fact that nobody really figured out how to at least give Izzy a tough fight until Alex is kind of embarrassing. There's just no really strong contenders. Alex. Yeah, like the closest.
Well, don't forget about the GOAT Sean Strickland.
Yeah, but Alex did it first.
That's true, and also
the hardest fight from Izzy's prime. Kind of prime, but the hardest fight of champion Izzy had was against Cannonier, who actually came in with a decent game plan, and it was somewhat Izzy didn't Cannonier won a round. He had moments, but he's not the technician or stylistically a person who really has what it takes to really beat Izzy. He'd have to fight pretty hard against his typing to beat Izzy.
I seriously think this Braulio guy is gonna have a belt here pretty soon.
I think he might actually have what it takes to beat Drakus. Maybe. I need to see it one more time because he's also a giant athletic person, and he's aggressive, but also he's just he keeps it simple. He's not. It's very straightforward. Yeah. It's jab. I have a good jab. I throw counters. I kind of shoulder roll a little bit and just generally defend things well.
And he's also a freak athlete.
Yeah, exactly. It's he can compete with Drakus, and he has a simplistic enough game plan to just be oh, Drakus is making a massive critical tactical blunder in front of me. I'll punch him, I guess.
Yeah, and he's only 31, so...
Yeah.
That would be a fun fight, actually. That would be an actual, I think that would be a pretty fun war to watch.
Oh, yeah, they would absolutely get into some stupid shenanigans. I think Drakus can't have a boring fight. That is a legit impossibility, is for Drakus to have a boring fight. Drakus could be losing the entire time. He will find a way to slip, fall onto his face, and enter into a takedown attempt.
He's just so fucking good.
That moment moment was legitimately hilarious. Do you remember what I'm talking about?
The one against Israel?
Yeah, against Izzy.
He just fucking falls over, and Izzy also falls over.
No, it looks like Izzy hurts him with an uppercut, and he doesn't. Drakus slips, but he just face plants, literally face plants on the mat, but grabs Izzy's leg as he does it.
I do remember that. And Izzy falls, Izzy's running away, and then he falls and hits the fence.
Yeah, and he gets back up instantly. But I think Izzy has a look of he looks like a confused dog. He's just what the fuck is happening? Yeah, what the fuck just happened?
Oh my god. Well, I hate to do this, but I gotta get to bed.
I think this is a pretty good place to stop. One final thing.
That's what I wanted to do.
Do you remember Drakus' spinning back kick?
Yes.
It was actually so good. It was legitimately
it landed.
Good.
Yeah, and everybody's like, "Oh,
who taught him this?"
Everyone's like, "Oh, Drinkus." Yes, I do remember that. I remember the sound it made.
I think our theory of Drinkus having a different controller plugged into every one of his limbs. His left leg is just 3 times as good as everything else.
I like my theory that his brain is in his head backwards and that he's actually a righty, so his left leg is his best leg.
That's
because his brain's backwards.
Because that spinning back kick was with his left leg.
I know. It's because he was supposed to throw with his right leg, but his brain's backwards. He stepped
all the way through to throw it, which is, it's a legit technique, but
it was fast too. That was good.
Drinkus is just. Drinkus is my joy.
He's full of surprises.
Minus the fight that shall not be named, Drinkus might be one of Drinkus might be my favorite fighter to watch. Because he's hilarious. And 2, his brain needs to be studied.
See, I could never do what you can do. I could never do that. As far as I'm concerned, every single time Arman and Islam fights, I pray for their deaths. I will never cheer for them. I will never wish them well. I will never pick them. I will never provide them with accolades. They're both dead to me.
Jason, just laugh at the funny person. Just laugh at the funny people. They do funny things. Well, look at Drinkus look at Drinkus throw this absolutely brain-dead spinning back fist. Look at Islam.
That's why I'm so happy.
Look at Islam. Just
have Drinkus didn't beat my goat, so I can laugh at him.
Look at Islam. Just have literally no idea what's happening as he stares off into the abyss. It's funny. Enjoy it.
Who are you speaking of? Who's this person that you're talking about? All I heard was stupid fucking Russian fuck. That's what I heard. What was his name? Sorry. No, I think I honestly think top 5, easily top 5, you outside the cage UFC fighter clips is the clip of them asking Drinkus how many Alexa Grassos it would take to beat him. And his reenactment of what the fight would look like. I think I laugh at that every time I watch it. I think
that's number 2. Number 1 is Tom Aspinall by far.
Easily,
that is the most out of pocket thing that has ever happened. Mark my words.
So Drinkus is in the top 5. I don't really have an order at the moment, but I think honestly. I don't even know if it constitutes as to me even it's funny, but it's also just what on earth possessed this man to say what he just said?
All of Tom Aspinall's brain damage just came out in that one moment.
Yeah, there's no rational I can't. Besides the fact that he was temporarily possessed by a literal demon,
or Michael Bisping,
which honestly
paid
is
him an absorbent amount of money.
I feel like he would have told us that because Bisping's funny and Bisping wouldn't have cared if Tom said it. That's why I don't feel like that's a good theory.
Okay, what if Strickland paid him to do it? Strickland would care.
I feel like we would all know people. No, I feel like we would know because him and Nina are best friends. So, he would boast about that. It would have to be someone obscene and it would have to be someone you would that you would never tie to their personality, like Volkanovski. Volkanovski would do some shit like that.
John Jones said he'd let him fight for the heavyweight belt if he asked the question.
That is precisely what happened.
We figured it out.
That's precise. That is exactly what it was. And John Jones, being the lying little bastard, he just did it so he could laugh. That bastard. That fucker. That's why Aspinall hates him so much. It all makes sense now. It all makes sense. We solved it. We solved John Jones versus Aspinall. John is just evil, which we knew. How do we not figure this out, Logan? How did we not figure this out? John Jones is literally evil. Of course it was him. Man. And Aspinall can't say anything because John Jones is such a liar that no one would believe him.
No. John would retire if Tom told anyone.
Yep. Oh yeah. And you can't tell anyone or I'm retiring. And he's just dangling the fight in front of his face and just laughing this whole that motherfucker. Or that evil bastard.
This is true. This is a fact. We have discovered it. It was revealed to me in a dream.
Yes. This is like a Yuri Prohaska level revelation that we just had.
I was sent to the desert. I spent 3 days in the darkness, and the truth was revealed to me. John Jones bribed Tom Aspinall into asking Nina the question.
No, not bribed. He manipulated his mind. He dangled the only thing that he wanted. He promised him. It was literally the devil tempting Jesus in the desert. He said, "This is what I will give you. All you need to do is ask her the forbidden question." And poor Tom fell for it. We're so fucking smart. We are literally so smart. Someone needs to tell Tom that he's okay. Like we figured it out. Like he doesn't have to keep living on like everybody thinks he's a weirdo. Like we figured it out. It was John.
You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep. Quote it, book it, 6-round podcast. We figured it out. We have solved the incident of Tom Aspinall and Nina of 2023. We have solved it.
Mm-hmm. I also love how John Jones is the devil and Tom Aspinall is Jesus in the desert.
It's exactly what happened, except for Tom gave in to the temptation. Bless his soul, he's human.
Bless his soul.
You know?
Bless his soul.
Bless your soul.
Is John human?
It's the only explanation. No, he's literally a demon. He's the incarnation of evil. He hit a pregnant lady and ran away. You've seen the video of him getting arrested, and he's literally banging his head on the hood of the cop car, and just like from his gut yelling that he hates them. You've never seen that?
I've seen it.
The man is a
Lucifer probably fears John Jones. That's why he hasn't died yet.
Yeah, he doesn't want him to know. He probably did die, and he got spat back out.
Yeah, probably overdosed on coke. Yeah, no. Yeah. I'm not dealing with you.
No. Well, Tom can feel better. I'm actually what a constructive podcast.
This will go far. This has potential.
Yes. we have reconciled. We have restored order to Tom Aspinall's being.
Yeah, it didn't make sense, but now it does.
No, not even a little bit.
Now it does.
Now everything fits together. Someone's gonna have to tell Carson. It's gonna be tough for him to hear, but he'll understand.
This is the best thing my brain has produced in probably the last year.
This out of my 4 years of literal academia of college, this is the best thing that I have produced.
Indeed. You got to get out of here. You got to wake up tomorrow, don't you?
Yeah, I gotta get up. I gotta go.
All right, you heard it here first. It's John Jones' fault.
It is John Jones' fault. That bastard.